Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction for Overlord. It is Season 2, Episode 7. We are closing in on the releases, but we are not yet there still, so you still have the, well, let's call it good fortune to see more than once a week. However, you know how to do it. As always, go down into my descriptions. You will find a link to the episode and you can watch the reaction. Please remember to replace the circumflex dot pieces with real dots. Once you've done, come back here and hear out my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. For those of you that came back, welcome back. Well, there was, as I already said, a nice and slow episode. Not really a filler, more like background informations, bringing in characters and the relationship between the characters, which always is a good thing, because otherwise it gets boring. And I know what I say because I just read a book which I threw away because it was boring, because there was no real relationship, just telling stuff happening. However, I wrote down quite a bit. We had some, well, some parties in the group in many ways. And we had at least 2 story arcs, maybe even 3. Let's go for it. So, first thing which we started off was Lord Ainz, in this case as Momon, collecting money, no, not, more like sorting money. So, we have to remember the fact that although the Tomb of Nazarick is incredibly rich, has a lot of gold and everything else and equipment, they cannot use most of it in this world because they have different coinage. So if he would use coins from Yggdrasil, well, everyone who knows what Yggdrasil was, so possibly dangerous people, would know he is from there, and that would cause too much attention. So he has to work with the coins from here. What I'm a little bit surprised about is the fact that he is not going with, as example, gold bars or stuff alike. So trading in at least a little bit of luxuries like, I don't know, gemstones could work as well. Although on the other hand, if you would do this too much, people would ask where he gets this from. I mean, if there's someone you've never met before coming into town and trading off a huge amount of gold, not coins, gold bars or iron bars as he's buying now, or stuff alike, you would ask, how did he get it? Did he rob it somewhere? He's possibly not having a gold mine, you know, and a smithy that turns them into bars. So it's a problem. I see that. But he still could go for at least a little bit of gemstones and stating he's from far away and, you know, got them there. He just would have to watch out he's not using too much. However, he had the problem that he made already 3 stacks, more neither 2. One for Sebas, so that he has coins he can spend on his mission, which was a pretty big stack. Another stack of equal size, I would guess, for the Lizardmen to build up what they have, which is interesting to me because, I mean, we knew that he would be a nice leader to the Lizardmen. That was already more neither clear. Question is, what do they need gold coins and the like for? As far as I've seen, they're very, very separated. So they will possibly not buy stuff from the kingdom or anyone. So they're more like building up themselves. I guess something like materials and the like would be way more efficient for them. So if he would bring in, I don't know, wood for crafting, iron as he's buying now, and everything like food supply, because we know that they seem to have a little bit of problems with food. Stuff like that would be more efficient. On the other hand, I don't know if this stack that he counted down was to be for the lizards directly. Maybe he meant it to be exactly for that, for purchasing stuff for them. So, not sure. And the 3rd stack, which were like, I think 5 coins, was what was left for him. So well, we have a problem there. He will need more money from the kingdom and everyone around. So how to acquire? He already said he can go on more missions, but that would point out that he's in dire need of money, and that would shine a negative light on him. Okay, then I'm not sure about the iron thing. So he means to buy a huge amount of iron. And it is some kind of a test, but I'm not really sure if I got that correctly. So I'm sorry if I missed something there. I'm aware I missed something there, because it was like, I'm not sure what he means. Does he want to test how the market react to someone buying large amounts of iron? I'm not sure. We will see. Question is what he will do with the iron. I guess we will see in the future. However, that's where all the money went to now. So neither for Sebas nor for the lizards any money is left. So sad lizards. They are still trying, in case they are followed, to lure in the enemies or those spying on them towards the fake side of the tomb. I'm not sure about that still. I mean, okay, so it's a fake tomb, so you lure them to another destination, but wouldn't it be better to just not bring them anywhere? Well, I guess it's the first step, and in case they still follow, you bring them there, but I'm not sure about this camouflage idea, camouflaging the real tomb and setting up a second one, a fake tomb, and bringing people in there, because still then they would question who you are. I mean, even at this place, you can see undead construction workers, you know? So, what's going on? Yeah, we had the intro, something, I'm not sure if I missed it in the episodes before, but I'm pretty sure I saw Momon or Lord Ainz fight against Demiurge, and Demiurge had a mask on and iron claws, kind of. I'm pretty sure it was him, because it looked to me like it was a suit of Demiurge. We will see. Maybe it's just sparring match. It's not like Ainz had to fight one of his floor guardians in the past. Well, at least it will be interesting. What? Oh yeah, then we had a small. So we had the fight between the head warrior and Climb, I think it is. That was a nice one until the end. So I really like the fact that that Climb is able to adapt to fights, that he is clever enough to learn and uses his ability to counter his enemy if possible. So if an enemy would do the same moves again, which many fighters do, you have just like a theoretical background, you train specific kind of moves which you use because they go into your bloodline. You know, you if you can see it in many things. If you ever watch a fighter who does it professionally, with whatever kind of sword or other weapon, you will see that there are like specific movement sets which are told to be efficient one after another, you know, like punch, punch, kick, just as an example. And you train it and it goes automatically. Due to this, is it fast and efficient? But once your enemy, in this case Climb, is aware that you always, once you do a double punch, you do a kick. If he's aware of that and still standing, he might counter your kick then, which is a problem in case it happens. So a Climb is a clever fighter, he does that, so it might help him in the future. However, the fight was really, really nice and I liked it. However, there was one thing in the end which was a little bit sad. When Gazev Stronov, the head warrior, stated that in his opinion, and the question is if it is true or if he just told it to hide the strength of Climb, but I think it is true. The problem is that Climb is, how did he say it? Kept at gold. So he has a maximum level reached. I think it refers to the adventurer status of gold adventurers. Possibly like, you know, he has maximum level for human. Next one would be hero level and he's not able to go to hero level. He does not fit the requirements, it just not happens. It's going into the problem that we had with the bandit leader before already, that he stated there is a cap, there's a maximum which we can achieve, and once we're there, that's it. For Gazev, Stornov, and some others, this maximum is higher because they are hero level. But for most of the others, humans, it is gold level, you know? That's it. You're good. But that's it. You're just good. Which would be sad, but that's the laws of this universe, I guess. Then we met two, how do I say that politely? Two not so nice people, I guess. So there was a prince, which I think we haven't seen before, Zenek, and Marquis Raven, which I kind of am suspicious that he might be a member of the Eight Fingers, but that's just because it might be fitting, you know. It's a typical story. If you have an underground organization and then you later on meet an a-hole aristocrat who is even by others defined as opportunist, it is very likely he's a member of the evil organization already. So those two work together at the moment, although seeing that Raven is an opportunist, it might very well be that he's dumping the prince if anything happens. And they are more neither the on the court, on the king's court, they're more neither the bad guys, the ones that just throw stones into your way. We will see where this turns to. We then had the already a little definition of what Princess Renner is like. We have her on the picture here. So from what we've seen in this episode, she's a very nice and very skilled girl. She tries to help the poor. She does, as it seems, all that is good for the kingdom. Which is, yeah, okay. We had a little bit of love story between her and Climb, which was a bit too much for me, but okay. And we had the little tea party here with 3 girls and a boy. Well, good luck. I mean, he has silver armor on, so he's a shining knight. Blonde hair, blue eyes, silver armor, shining knight, just needs a white horse. All is fine. We met again the adventurers we have seen in the last episode. So they are the Blue Rose group, which is I think we heard of them before when it were these other adventurers who were killed by Clementine. Mentioned that there are like 2 big groups of adventurers, or just as an example, and I think they mentioned the Blue Rose as well. However, the one we see here is Lacius, and as I know now, her real name seems to be Indra Alvain. So Alvain seems to be a royal family, or royal, not royal, but of blue blood, you know, aristocrats, I guess. And well, she has an adventurer name, why not? But it explains why she's the leader of the group. She possibly is the one that can make the connections to the princess in this case, and to other highborn people, which is a good thing if you have an adventurer party, to have someone with already good relations to the rich people in the end, because they are more likely to give you jobs then. So they want to go after the brothel, which, as we know, already had a little run in with Sebas. So I see those 2 storylines colliding very soon, which will be interesting. And thus it seems that Momon will appear on the scene as well very soon. That will be possibly disastrous for the brother keepers. Well, but it will be fun for us. So in the background, while all of this is happening, there are faction fights on the royal court. Well, it's a typical thing, you know. There are always more the loyalists and more so the usurpers and everything. As we have at least 2 kids to the king. The evil bigger brother, who very likely just by heritage will be the king once his father dies. And we know his father's pretty old already. And the younger sister, who seems to be more genuine, more kind at heart. At least it seems. And very, very intelligent, as we learned, because she's deciphering like it's nothing. The question there is, if there will be more of the royal problems in the future, a little bit at least. So I think it will be a bit about stones thrown in your way. Question is if the prince is or will be somehow involved with the 8 fingers in the future, which makes not much sense by logic, because he has the opportunity for power already and he doesn't need them. But on the other hand, possibly they can give him stuff he wants. I mean, he seems to be a spoiled brat, so possibly he likes some stuff that are not legal either. Well, okay, so much for those. In the opinion of Princess Renner, the letter itself is a bait, which is a bit strange. You know, they found him there, so they kind of knew someone was coming, or guessed someone was. Strange is that it lures, as it seems, to the other 7 parts of the 8 fingers. So this organization consists of areas of income. So we have the brothel, we have the drugs, we have the slave trade. I guess the slave trade, possibly the brothel belongs to that one. And alike, I'm pretty sure the 6 arms, so security is one of those as well. However, it is a strange thing to point out already to your own members. I mean, why would you? If there would have been a point of to 1, you know? So you have the address of 1, then I would say, yeah, okay, that's a clever one, that's a trap, possibly to the 6 arms, and they're waiting there for you. But they point out to all the others. It's a way of showing off what you have, and it would make it even easier to destroy you. So I'm not sure why they did it that way. However, they want to go for the brothel, because it is not on the list, so just turn it around. And they send out Climb to inform the others already. So in this case, Climb is told to go out to tell that the group Blue Rose is going for the 8 fingers. Possibly so that they wait at the 7 destinations while they go to the brothel, which is not on the list, I guess. However, all of that backfires because they are getting spied at by the mates of the princess, who, at least one of them, is member of a family which is in question. So that's a bit strange here. Princess Renner is aware of her mate being a member of the family. She is portrayed as extremely intelligent. So I don't understand that she didn't think of that before. And they're sending someone after Climb now to inform him that he has to be careful. I'm not sure about where this is going with her. Last but not least, we went to Sebastian. I really like him. I really do. It's the fact that he's a good guy right now. So Tuara, which he rescued, is still very, very insecure. And a good cook, as it seems, you know. He is getting in some kind of problems now because the 8 fingers are aware that he took her. So there was a pretty clever deduction and a nice portrait deduction of the 8 fingers by showing that the burly guy from the brothel saw the scroll of the Magic Guild as he put it away, and they possibly then went to the Magic Guild and asked who bought scrolls today, and they told them this guy. And they know him. I mean, when he was at the Magic Guild, they called him by name, so that's how they got his address and everything. So that's always already a nice thing, and they showed it pretty easily, so nice. And they brought in what was his name? Stefan Havist or Havist. So he's a constable, which is kind of a policeman in this time. But the portrayal of him. Oh yeah, okay. Let's talk about setting up characters by outward appearance. In this episode, you could see it very, very clearly that they wanted to show you that some guys are morally weak and possibly searching for the word here, into too much food, too much wine, too much of a luxury life, thus possibly being able to be bribed easily, stuff like that. And we have two characters in this episode which are very, very alike in portrayal. The one is the prince, the other one is the constable, because both of them are shown as more chubby persons. They have a specific kind of facial structure, which you see very often in such cases, and they have this short curly hair in the case of the constable, or I think it was blank hair, flat hair, but short as well, which looked strange as well in the case of the prince, which both haircuts show off more the fact that they are fat and they look a little bit sweaty and everything, you know, which is a way of saying, hey, look, this guy eats too much, drinks too much, maybe does drugs, don't know, is easy to lure in if there's money or other things for him. So, although I like it because it makes it easier on us to understand who's good and who's bad, that is something I don't like, by the fact that it defines some kind of outward appearance as, well, not say evil, but easily manipulated, kind of, you know, bad manners people. However, in the case of Stefan, we already know it is true. I mean, that's why they did it. So he is possibly bribed or even in with the 8 fingers. Yeah, well, one might guess that he's a visitor of the brothel quite regularly. So they were there to politely request the girl back, or in case he doesn't give it back, well, quite large sum of money. I mean, 500 gold is a hell of a lot of money. So they're not really for the money. They want to kill off the girl, get rid of any open relationships that they are in, so that she doesn't talk about and anything. And that is very, I mean, that is strange. They kind of state you can give the other girl instead. So talking here about solution, seeing that she's some kind of a lady, that is one where you could say nuts. I mean, that's a step too far, you know. They are overstepping their bounds by far. They stay to come back in 2 days. I'm pretty sure there might be already like an attack or something before, so that they're like trying to intimidate them, maybe setting fire to the house, or doing some bandits thrown in just to throw them to the ground and kick and beat them for a while. I don't think they will go for murder yet, but they will possibly go for intimidation if there's something to happen in the first 2 days. And what we end off all of this is, as Sebas is leaving to take a walk and think about it, is that Solution is informing Lord Ainz now, because in her opinion, Sebas is betraying Lord Ainz. I can see that his apologies for why the girl is still in the house were a bit weak and not completely true. Yes, they are valid points. Big house, more people, makes more sense. And he doesn't have inform Lord Ainz about if he hires a maid or anything alike. But Solution is right on the one side that rescuing a girl from an evil organization, putting healing magic on her and everything, might question his reasons why he does it. If he has some personal vendetta there, some personal goals there, and that might be something to mention to Lord Ainz. She did not say contact him and tell him directly, but she said when you're contacting him, just mention her. You know, on a side note, I got, here's a report, everything. By the way, we have one more maid, which I hired because I rescued her from a band of thugs. That's it, no more, you know? For Ainz, there he's right, it would be like, yeah, whatever. However, Solution is questioning his loyalty now. I think she does it because of the girl. I'm not sure where she's going for. Is it that she thinks he's in love with her, something like that? I don't think so. Seeing that she states she has proof of it, I guess she will use the fact that the girl is there to prove it to Lord Ainz. But I don't see her reasons there. Question is if she really wants to go against Sebas or not. If she's just, you know, thinking about that might be a danger, then her points are not valid enough in my opinion. You know, if she's really loyal to both of them. If she's whysoever grumpy at Sebastian, and doesn't like him, which is strange, you know, then yes, then she is trying to lure Ainz into believing something wrong. Which is stupid and dangerous, because we know that Ainz is not the nicest at heart when he is upset. So I'm not sure here where she's going for, but I guess we will learn. It was interesting to hear how Ainz reacted. It was very fitting. You could see him already reacting in this moment just by the voice. Very nice. It is in this one moment there was a player reacting. You could hear that. So yes, I'm on his side. Sebastian is more neither the last one you guess that would backstab Ainz at all. That's why he's the one that's out there. You know, that why he's the one that doesn't have to be around. That is circling the kingdom, searching for clues. So he is surprised by it. I'm pretty sure he will appear due to it, because if one of the players is stating something like that, Lord Ainz will want to see it with his own eyes and see what is going on. So he will be there. And I guess he will be there if the 8 fingers make a move, which will be nice. I think that he will agree with Sebastian on what he did. We have seen in the past that he made Cocytus act on his own behalf, out of what he thinks was right. And that is what Sebastian is doing here as well. So I think he will like it, or at least be okay with it. Which will be a little bit of a surprise for Solution, I think. Because she was not there when Cocytus was trained. So she will have to learn in this case. Speaking of Lord Ainz being at place, he will be then in the city. So when the brothel attack will happen, I think it is very likely that we have some kind of a meetup of the 8 fingers, possibly the 6 arms in this case, of the Blue Rose group, and of Momon, maybe of Sebastian as well. So that will be a nice clinch, and I really look forward to it, because it will be interesting. Well, I think that it is for this time, and about what is about to happen in the next episode. I hope you liked it. I did. As I said, a little bit more slow episode, but with character building, relationship building, and plot movement. So that's okay. We do not have to have a fight every episode. And I will see you, as always, on the next episode. Until then, please feel free to comment, to like, and subscribe. And have a little visit at my Facebook page and at my Patreon page if you want to. I'll see you soon. Until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.